Hi everyone, Malibu Sean Peatman here, and I love the odd Tarantino film. Some of his films are hit and miss, but some of his films are perfect because of the storyline, the casting lines, and the soundtrack. That's right. Sometimes you hear a song from a certain soundtrack done by Quentin Tarantino because he envisions, when he does the screenplay of a film, he envisions what song would fit perfectly in a certain film. For example, in Kill Bill, in a fight scene right before Daryl Hannah's character fought Lucy, one of the villains in a Japanese bar, they have a band named the 5-6-7-8 playing the song Woohoo, and after that song, that song appeared in that movie. A commercial has used that song over and over and over again. I forgot the name of the phone company, but every commercial they do, that same song over and over again. And hell, and one song on this album is actually the theme song to a 1960s live action film starring Bruce Lee called The Green Hornet, and that was that's Batman 60s Batman cheese. Plus, to all you people out there trying to write a screenplay, you have to envision your screenplay. See what should be perfect for the setting. Say if you're doing a nice evolution of an athlete back in the 80s, he starts as a rookie. And then over the years, you see him transition from the hotshot rookie to the grizzled veteran, and you see over the time he, besides being the colorful 80s into the grunge 90s, you see him growing as a person to seeing that he can adapt for the next generation. That's what you have to do once in a while, because the music helps out giving a movie its flavor. And hell, maybe it depends on where the setting is. If you're in, say, 1970s New York City, you have to think about what region you're in. Are we in around the Club 54? Have disco music. If you're in Harlem, you have to think of what's big in Harlem at the time. Or if you're in Southern California, you have to think about the Latin charm and have a little bit of Santana playing to make make the setting nice and tasteful. Because if you're in Southern California, you have to think about the Latin sections in Southern California, like in San Diego and San Francisco. You have to think about combining Luis Miguel with some of the Mexican bands that are big in that area, and also a little bit of Santana, and have some of the local celebrities make a little cameo here and there and help out with saying that they support the character. Like if someone's trying to go back to his roots in Southern California, have some of his favorite singers, like in the soundtrack, like you're driving down from his hometown of San Diego from San Francisco. You have to have the taste of California in the soundtrack, like surf rock and a little bit of Latin music. Because when I think of California, I think of surf rock and also the Latin music, because of how close California, some regions of, some states, portions of mix of California is. Like if you're getting closer to the border, a little bit more mix the Latin music scene, and that's about it. You have to think, and that's what you have to do for the music scene. You have to think about the soundtrack if you want for a certain movie that you write. That's because that's the biggest part of the movie, the soundtrack. And that's one of the two things for me. Actually, one of the big three: the music, the script / story, and the casting. Because you have to think, if you're doing a adaptation of a movie, of a book, or a remake, you have to think of how tasteful you gotta do it. And don't whitewash. If it's based on a Japanese work, don't whitewash the main character, or the character is Asian, because you don't have to offend the fan base like what M. Night Shyamalan did, or the guy who did that live action Ghost in the Shell film. Because that's what you have to do. You have to, instead of getting Scarlett Johansson to play a Japanese role, or Mickey Lake, what's his name, who played in Breakfast and Tiffany's, that played the Asian character, which he wasn't Asian. And also, if you're making a movie about Genghis Khan, don't get a white guy to play a Mongolian legend. Get someone from Mongolia to actually become Genghis Khan and actually make him into the next big thing. That's what you have to do. And this is Malibu Sean Bateman signing off.